Have you ever been sitting on your sofa, minding your own business, when your dog suddenly freezes, their ears go sharp, and they stare at a completely empty corner of the room with an intensity that makes the hair on the back of your neck stand up? Or maybe they've started acting clingy out of nowhere, blocking the front door as you try to leave, or pacing back and forth with a low, worried whine that you've never heard before. We often tell ourselves they're just being silly or that they've spotted a stray fly. But what if I told you that your dog might actually be picking up on a signal that your human senses are completely locked away from? Dogs don't have words, but they have a biological warning system that has been fine-tuned over thousands of years to detect subtle changes in the environment, in the air, and even within your own body. Today, we are diving deep into the 13 vital signs that your dog is desperately trying to warn you about something. This isn't just about their quirks. It's about a sophisticated survival language that could change how you see your best friend forever. The first sign we need to talk about is when your dog suddenly becomes a living shadow, refusing to let you out of their sight. Now, we all know the concept of a Velcro dog, those breeds that love to be near you at all times. But there is a specific type of clinginess that feels different. It's frantic. If you move to the kitchen, they trip over your heels. If you go to the bathroom, they are scratching at the door. If you sit down, they are leaning their entire body weight against your shins. This behavior often happens right before something significant changes in the environment, like a major storm rolling in or even a shift in the household's emotional energy. Your dog isn't just seeking affection in these moments. They are anchoring themselves to you because they sense a disruption. They are trying to tell you that the vibe of the safety zone has changed and they need to ensure the pack stays together. Number 2 is a behavior that can be quite startling: the sudden, frantic digging at the floor or the furniture. If your dog isn't a breed typically known for burrowing and they start frantically scratching at the carpet or the sofa cushions as if their life depends on it, they aren't just trying to find a comfortable spot. This is often a sign of extreme internal agitation. In the wild, digging is a way to create a shelter or a safe space when a dog feels threatened by something they can't escape, like a change in atmospheric pressure or a sound frequency that is causing them distress. If they are digging in the middle of your living room, they are trying to tell you that they feel exposed and that something in the environment is making them feel incredibly unsafe. They are looking for a bunker, and they're warning you that you might want to find one too. Moving on to number 3, we have the whale eye. This is a term used by behaviorists to describe when a dog shows the whites of their eyes while keeping their head still. If you walk toward a specific room or try to pick up a certain object, and your dog gives you the whale eye while backing away, take note. This is a clear signal of high stress and apprehension. They are warning you that they perceive a threat in that direction. It could be something as simple as a new appliance that makes a high-pitched buzz you can't hear, or it could be something more serious like a gas leak or a structural issue in the house that is letting off tiny, microscopic sounds of shifting. When a dog shows the whites of their eyes, they are in a state of hypervigilance, and they are desperately hoping you'll notice that they are not okay with what is happening. Sign number 4 is the refusal to enter. Have you ever taken your dog for a walk and they suddenly plant their feet and refuse to turn down a specific street? Or maybe they won't go into the garage or the basement despite being fine with it yesterday. This isn't stubbornness. A dog's sense of smell is tens of thousands of times more powerful than ours. They can smell things like mold behind walls, electrical components that are overheating, or even the scent of a wild animal that passed through the area hours ago. If your dog is refusing to enter a space, they are warning you that the scent profile of that area has changed to something dangerous or predatory. They are trying to protect you from walking into a situation that their nose has already flagged as a no-go zone. The 5th sign is one of the most incredible things about our canine companions: the change in their scenting behavior toward your own body. If your dog suddenly starts obsessively sniffing a specific part of your arm, your leg, or your chest, and they won't stop even when you push them away, they are trying to communicate a biological change. Dogs can detect volatile organic compounds that our bodies release when something is chemically off. There are countless stories of dogs persistently nudging a spot on their owner's body that later turned out to be a hidden health issue. They aren't being annoying. They are using their biological lab, their nose, to warn you that your internal chemistry has shifted. They are literally smelling a change in your health before you can feel it. Number 6 involves their ears. If you notice your dog's ears are constantly twitching or scanning like satellite dishes, even in a quiet room, they are picking up on a frequency that is invisible to you. Sometimes they will bark at a wall or a ceiling. While we might joke about ghosts, The reality is usually grounded in physics. They might be hearing the tiny vibrations of a water pipe that is about to burst, or the vibrations of distant construction that is affecting the foundation. If their ears are locked onto something you can't see, they are warning you that the silent environment isn't actually silent. They are detecting an intruder of sound that could signify a problem with your home's infrastructure. Sign number 7 is the low, vibrating growl that isn't directed at anything in particular. This is different from the growl they use during play or when someone is at the door. This is a deep, guttural vibration that you can almost feel more than you can hear. It usually happens when the dog is standing perfectly still, looking toward a window or a door. This growl is an internal alarm. They are sensing a perimeter breach that hasn't fully manifested yet. It could be someone lurking outside in the shadows that your motion lights haven't caught, or it could be a large animal nearby. This growl is their way of telling the invader to stay away while simultaneously telling you to get ready. It's a preemptive warning that the peace of the home is being watched. The 8th sign is a sudden change in their eating or drinking habits that coincides with a change in the environment. If your dog, who usually gobbles down their food, suddenly stops eating and instead stands over their bowl looking at you, they are in a state of environmental check. Dogs will often suppress their appetite when their nervous system is in a state of high alert. They are warning you that they are too worried about what is happening around them to focus on the vulnerability of eating. In the wild, eating is a time when an animal is distracted and vulnerable. If they won't eat, they are telling you that now is not the time to relax. Number 9 is a very specific type of pacing. We've all seen a dog pace when they need to go outside, but this warning pacing is different. It's often accompanied by a low head carriage and frequent checking of all the exits. The dog will walk from the front door to the back door, then to you, then back to the front door. They are performing a security sweep. They are warning you that they feel trapped or that the exits need to be monitored. This often happens before natural events like earthquakes or severe storms. The change in the Earth's magnetic field or the drop in barometric pressure makes them feel the need to find an escape route, and they are trying to show you where the exits are. Sign number 10 is excessive yawning. Now, we usually associate yawning with being tired, but in the dog world, a yawn is a major calming signal. When a dog is incredibly stressed or senses that you are in a dangerous level of distress, they will yawn excessively to try and lower the tension in the room. If you are arguing with someone, or if there is a high level of unseen tension in the house, and your dog is sitting there yawning repeatedly, they are warning you that the emotional atmosphere has reached a breaking point. They are trying to de-escalate the situation because they know that high tension often leads to physical danger in a pack environment. The 11th sign is a sudden lack of playfulness. If your dog's favorite toy is usually their whole world, but suddenly they have no interest in it and instead spend their time watching you with a furrowed brow, they are shifted into work mode. They are warning you that the time for games is over because they have detected a priority. This is common in service dogs, but all dogs have this switch. They are signaling that their focus is now entirely on monitoring a potential threat or a change in your well-being. When the toy stays on the floor, pay attention to where their eyes are going. Sign number 12 is the unsolicited nudge. This is when your dog comes up and forcefully hits your hand or leg with their nose. It's not a gentle request for pets. It's a physical, "Hey, look at me." They do this when they see you getting distracted, or when they need to alert you to something immediately. Maybe the stove was left on, or maybe a candle is flickering too close to a curtain. That nudge is a physical reset button for your attention. They are warning you that your focus needs to be pulled away from your phone or your book and directed back to the physical world right now. And finally, sign number 13 is the howl of distress. This is a sound that usually brings owners running. It's a long, mournful sound that feels out of place in a happy home. Dogs will howl to communicate across long distances, but they also howl when they feel a profound sense of wrongness that they can't fix. If your dog is howling while looking at you, or a specific area of the house, they are sounding a literal siren. They are warning you that whatever they have detected, whether it's an emotional crisis, a physical health change, or an environmental hazard, is beyond their ability to handle alone. They are calling for backup. They are calling for you. Understanding these signals requires us to step out of our human-centric view of the world. We rely so much on our eyes and our screens, but our dogs live in a world of invisible layers. They feel the static electricity in the air before lightning strikes. They hear the pipes groaning before they leak. They smell the cortisol in our sweat when we are stressed, even if we are smiling. When your dog starts acting weird, They aren't trying to be difficult. They are trying to be your partner in survival. They are using the only tools they have, their body, their voice, and their behavior, to bridge the gap between their hypersenses and our limited ones. Think about the bond you have with your dog. You provide their food, their shelter, and their love. In return, they provide their entire sensory existence to the safety of your home. They are the ultimate security system, one that doesn't need batteries or a Wi-Fi connection. But a security system is only useful if the person receiving the alerts knows how to read them. If you dismiss their warnings as just a dog being a dog, you are missing out on an incredible amount of information. Next time your dog refuses to walk down a certain path, don't pull on the leash. Stop. Look around. Listen. What do you hear? What do you smell? You might find that there is a construction crew working around a corner, or an aggressive stray dog in the distance, or even a smell of smoke that you wouldn't have noticed if you hadn't paused. By acknowledging their warning, you are telling your dog that you are a competent pack leader who listens to their scouts. This builds a level of trust that makes your dog feel more secure and less anxious. It's also important to remember that some of these warnings are about you. Dogs are incredibly tuned into our health. If your dog won't stop staring at you, or if they are acting unusually protective of you around other people, they might be picking up on a change in your mood or your physical state that you haven't even registered yet. We often push through our own exhaustion or ignore minor aches and pains, but our dogs don't have that filter. They see the reality of our condition and they warn us to slow down, to rest, or to pay attention. The nighttime warnings are perhaps the most frequent. Because the house is quiet and our distractions are minimized, a dog's senses are even more heightened. If they wake you up in the middle of the night, even if they don't seem to have a reason to go outside, don't just grumble and go back to sleep. Take a quick walk through the house. Check the doors. Check the kitchen. Usually it's nothing, but that one time it is something. You'll be glad you listened. Your dog is a sentinel, and their vigil never truly ends. We also have to consider how our modern lives can interfere with these warnings. High levels of background noise from TVs and music can stress a dog out because it jams their radar. If your dog is acting jumpy or warning you about nothing, it might actually be that they are overwhelmed by the sensory input of a loud household. They are warning you that they can't do their job of monitoring the environment because there is too much noise in the system. Creating a calm environment for your dog actually helps them be a better, more accurate warning system for you. When we talk about dogs desperately trying to warn us, it's because from their perspective, the threat is real and immediate. They don't have the luxury of logic to tell them that a specific sound is just the heater. To them, a new sound is an unknown variable, and an unknown variable is a potential danger. Their desperation comes from their desire to keep the pack safe. They love you with a purity that is rare in this world, and that love translates into a fierce protectiveness over your shared space. Sometimes the warning is about another pet in the house. If your dog starts acting differently toward your cat or another dog, pay close attention to that other animal. Dogs often sense illness or injury in their fellow furry housemates before the humans do. They might start guarding the other pet or, conversely, avoiding them. This is a warning that the social health of your home pack is in jeopardy. It's their way of telling you that one of the members needs extra care. It's truly fascinating to think about the evolutionary journey that led to this moment. You and your dog, sitting in a modern home, still using the same communication methods that worked around campfires thousands of years ago. The world has changed, but the canine-human bond remains anchored in this mutual protection. Your dog isn't just a good boy or a good girl. They are a highly evolved biological partner with a set of skills that we are only just beginning to fully understand. The 13 signs we discussed today are common, but every dog is a unique individual. Your dog might have a specific tell that only you can recognize. Maybe they sneeze when they're worried, or maybe they lean their head against the wall. The key is to become a student of your dog. Watch their baseline behavior, how they act when everything is fine, so that when they shift into warning mode, the change is obvious to you. This observation is the greatest sign of respect you can show to your dog. If you notice your dog exhibiting several of these signs at once, it's time for a full check. Check the house. Check your own feelings. And if the behavior persists without an obvious environmental cause, check with a professional. Sometimes a dog's warning system can get stuck in the on position due to anxiety or health issues of their own, and they need help getting back to a state of calm. Just as they watch over you, you must watch over the mechanics of their warning system. As you go about your day, keep an eye on those ears, that nose, and that tail. Your dog is constantly scanning the horizon for you. They are the silent guardians of your peace of mind. When they try to tell you something, give them the courtesy of your attention. You might just find that they are seeing a world that is much bigger, much more complex, and much more interesting than the one we see on our own. The more we acknowledge these signs, the more we realize that dogs are not just observers of our lives. They are active participants in our safety and well-being. They don't need a reason to protect you other than the fact that you are theirs. That loyalty is a powerful thing, and it's reflected in every frantic dig, every low growl, and every persistent nudge. Our dogs are trying to tell us that we are not alone, that they are on guard, and that they will always have our backs. Think about the confidence you can have knowing that you have a partner who lives to alert you to danger, whether it's a stranger at the door, a brewing storm, or a subtle change in your own body. Your dog is on the case. They are the ultimate detectives of the everyday world. By learning their 13 signs of warning, you are becoming a better partner to them, creating a household where everyone feels heard, understood, and safe. This deep connection is what makes being a dog owner so rewarding. It's not just about the walks and the treats. It's about the silent conversations that happen in the middle of the night, or the sudden shared look of understanding during a quiet afternoon. Your dog is talking to you all the time. They are using their heart, their instincts, and their incredible senses to keep your world steady. All you have to do is learn to read the signs. So tomorrow, when your dog does something that seems weird, don't be so quick to brush it off. Take a second to ask yourself if they are trying to start a conversation. Are they warning you about a change in the air? Are they telling you that you need to take a break? Are they alerting you to a sound from the basement? When you start asking these questions, you open up a whole new level of communication. You'll find that your dog isn't just a pet, but a companion who is deeply invested in every single moment of your life. They see the world in smells and sounds that we can't even dream of. They feel the vibrations of the earth and the shifts in the atmosphere. And in the center of all that sensory input is you, their human, their pack leader, their whole world. Their warnings are a testament to that devotion. So listen to the low growls, watch the twitching ears, and pay attention to the nose that won't stop nudging you. Your dog is desperately trying to tell you something, and it's probably the most important thing you'll hear all day. Stay observant, stay curious, and always trust the instincts of the creature that has chosen to spend its life by your side. They see what we cannot, they hear what we miss, and they feel what we ignore. Your dog is your greatest ally in a world full of surprises. By honoring their warnings, you are honoring the ancient bond that makes your relationship so special. And that is a beautiful thing. The next time your dog stares into that empty corner, or refuses that walk, or nudges your hand with a worried look, remember these 13 signs. Your dog isn't just acting out. They are performing a job that is as old as time itself. They are protecting the pack. They are protecting you. From the tip of their nose to the end of their tail, they are a masterpiece of warning signals, and you are the one they are trying so hard to protect. Embrace that connection, trust those instincts, and you'll find that life with a dog is not only safer, but much more profound. They are truly the world's best early warning system, wrapped in fur and powered by love. Keep your eyes open, your heart receptive, and your ears ready for whatever your dog might have to say. Because when they are desperately trying to warn you, it means they are doing exactly what they were born to do, looking out for you, no matter what. Every growl, every whine, every tail tuck is a word in a language that predates human speech. When you learn that language, you aren't just a dog owner anymore. You're a part of something much deeper. You're part of a partnership that has survived against all odds. Your dog is your scout, your sentry, and your friend. And in the quiet moments when they look at you with that deep, knowing gaze, you'll realize that they aren't just warning you about the world outside. They're reminding you that as long as you have each other, you're ready for anything. So pay attention to the little things. The way they stand, the way they breathe, the way they watch the shadows. It's all part of the story they are telling. It's a story of vigilance, of loyalty, and of a bond that transcends words. Your dog is talking. Are you listening? Because what they have to say might just be the most important thing you ever learn. Honor their voice. Trust their senses and cherish the incredible guardian you have in your life. Together, you can face any warning the world throws your way.